Hey there, welcome back. Getting ready to start mission 3. Let's rock and roll. I rolled a 5. We have map number 3 again. So that's this big mega map that we didn't even get to touch last time. So we're behind. We're behind in victory points, everything we need to win. So the question is do I go all in yet? I don't have a penalty this time. So that's like a real positive aspect to this. And why can't I find my sheet? Here it is. So here we go. So, I mean, you always get to roll and see what you get first. But, I mean, do we want an inbound? If we do, the max we can get is 8. And we had 8 last time, although we had a 1-point penalty. We can only get up to 10 if we're outbound, and that's only 1 victory point instead of 2. It's just an awful... I mean, look at how high these numbers are compared to this crap. 1943 mid in the Mediterranean just blows. And I know I've said this before. 1943 mid, 16, 14, 20. I mean, hell, even in 43 early, we were enjoying bigger numbers. Okay. Here we go. Rolled a 7, which puts us at outbound. So it's 1 victory point per. And that means we would need to shoot down 6 of them. I'm thinking. I mean, the 2 victory points sounds nice, but you have so many less guys. This is a tough call. This map is really hard to take bombers down with. You definitely need bombs if you're going to take them down, but we just saw what happened last time. Of course I can get rid of the escorts, but remember, we got really lucky on the vector map too. It doesn't always work out that way. So that's what's causing my pause, is the vector map could ruin our day. Like we could, okay, let's spend the extra experience points, get rid of the escorts, and then the vector map ruins us. Or we could end up getting 6 stragglers just on the vector map, you know, and you get 2 victory points each instead of now you're only going to get 1. It all depends. You know what? Because we're map 3, I'm going to ride with the... We're going to go with the outbound. I don't know if that's the right call. I really don't. All right, so it's outbound, and then let's see what we get for resources. 5 puts us at 8, which is what we had last time. So do I spend 7 experience to get 2 extra? I mean, 2 extra is 4 bombs. And the answer is no. We're only on mission 3. Let's see how bad this gets. And you know what? If we fail this season, who cares? We can win the other seasons. There's a part of me that just wants to get through this and out of 43 mid. Because this is just crap. Okay, so we're going to do 8 points. So if I do this again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. all bombers. That's 8 points right there. So the vector map will give me 2 more. Okay, so that 2 more is going to be Ifland with a cannon. And if we get intercepted, I'm screwed. Which was our situation last time, too. I could try not to do the bombs. If I take away the bombs, that gives me 2, 4, 5, 6 points back. And then I could have 3 cannons, right? Because that same 1 OP would have gotten me 3 cannons instead of just 1. I still have 2 bombs. Yay me. Well, actually, no, those bombs would be gone. So there you go. There's your 2 cannons right there. So 2, 4, 5, 6. It's been 6 more points if I do it this way. I would for sure do this for one of the 6. And you know what? I would do this for 2, and then this for 3, 4, and just take one of the cannons and put it on, or one of the bombers. I'd put it on Buttfargen here. So that means 1 cannon's there. So let's think this through real quick. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6 for the bombs, 7 for these cannons, along with this. And this becomes 8. Okay, so then I have 2 more. So I was talking about I can get like another set of cannons if I wanted, right? So it'd be 1. And then I could either do bar or I could do an MC202. And basically what they would be is they're the ones that would get intercepted if an interceptor comes. These 3 cannons, I could actually put them on the BF-110s. Or even better yet, instead of the MC202, why not just put 3 more out there? Who cares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're looking at 9, 10, and there'd be no cannons. I know that this guy's better at interception than the BF-110s, but to be quite honest, the outcome's the same. The BF-110s, that's a BV value of 6. There's just more of them, and more of them is better than just having 1. I mean, there's just no getting around that. I don't like the decisions in this. It's just that none of them are feeling like a winner. That's, I think, my issue. All right, so I'm going to set up the mission. Map 3, outbound, page 17 again. Okay, I rolled an 8, and there's quite a lot of damage coming. So let me just get the camera situated, and then we'll do these one at a time. So here's the first one. So that didn't hit. And this engine damage goes way out here in the front. Okay, the next one is fuselage. And this one goes, oh, I gotta reach all the way across this table over there. Next one. Wing. This one is way up in the front. And then the next one, engine, and that goes on this guy right here. All right, so I'm zooming out here for you. The guy in the lead, a couple of these formations up front, and then there's two formations in the back that are pretty clear. Okay, rolling for anchored. I rolled a 7, which is level and low flank. And it's on this side. So we always like to put our stuff here, so that's out. Okay, we're gonna roll for the sun. I rolled an 8, which is high flank. On the same side. So the sun is right there. All right, tactical points. I rolled a 3. That's much lower. It's only 1 tactical point. So that's going to be 3 now. And then we're going to roll for the flight limit. That's a 5. Flight limit's a 9. Plus 2 is 11. And then we're going to roll for contrails. And there's no contrails. And I'm just realizing I forgot to roll for the escorts. So let's take care of that real quick. I rolled a 6. And for outbound, a 6 is, they're going to be here until turn 5 again. So I'm going to apply my lesson learned. We'll pay the -7. So there's no escorts. I don't know. Could be famous last choices there. But now it's time to get out the vector map. Okay. Shove all these guys aside. All right, so I don't bump the stuff that's on the board. I'm going to have to lift the camera up to show you the dice roll table. The VF-109s are all going to be together as one group. And the VAR is going to be his own little guy, and this will be its own group. All right. And then I have these tokens over here because I want to buy them, but they're not actually in the game. So the cannons are truly only on these 3. And then the bombs are only on this squad plus Buttfargen. Those are the only ones that have bombs. These guys are truly just on their own with nothing. All right. Let's roll some dice. As always, higher number better. A 9 is not going to do it. So what we have is we have a radio and somebody goes home. So let's do the radio first, just like we did last time. If we get an even, this will work out. It did not work out. And we rolled an odd. So we lose a TP. That puts us down to 2. And we have to put a delay marker on one of our groups. So I don't think it matters, but I'll go ahead and delay bar. And then I'm going to just send a VF-110 home. So that's the one nice thing about having 3 spare whatevers. All right. I don't even know why I bother pushing these up. We do the same thing. Unless you're willing to spend TP to go low because your evasion number is higher, which is sort of nice, there's really not anything to do here. Let's roll. All right, that's a 9 and 6. That's 15. And we're being intercepted at 15. But we do get a straggler. All right, so let's roll for the straggler. It's an odd, of course. We got an engine. So Efland will go after him, like he always does. And no, we're not going to spend any extra TP. And then the escort. It is a T, which is the I need to write it on the thing because I always forget. It's not the Thunderbolt, it's the P-38 is the T. And then the P is the Thunderbolt. That's it, because it stands for P-47. Oh, so annoying. All right, so I'm going to randomly pick one of the P-38s. And we're not going to look at it yet because I actually have an evasion check. I'm going to roll for a 9 with bar. I rolled an 8. And we do evade. So I just put another delay marker on him. And I'm okay with that. 2 delay markers on bar is fine. So we'll just set that aside. So thankfully our dice rolls are helping us a little. And then we're on the final approach zone. And here a really high number is very, very much appreciated. And an 8 is not a high number. We are being intercepted and somebody's going home. So let's do the somebody going home first. The BF-110 is going to go home. And I'm tempted to actually make the other BF-110 be intercepted. Yeah, I'm going to do that. The BF-110 is the one being intercepted. He doesn't have any attachments, so he doesn't get too many penalties. And we'll use that marker I had just drawn. And the approaching zone, I need a 10. I need to roll a 10. Roll a 4, so it's not going to cut it. And then for altitude, I need a 6. Now, if we would have had contrails, that 10 number would have been reduced to a 7, which would have worked, but we don't have contrails. So now we're going to try to get altitude advantage, and we do. We have altitude advantage. We're definitely not going to have numerical advantage, although that was pretty darn close. And let's see how bad this is going to be for us. I'm pretty sure he's going home. Let's just hope he goes home alive. All right, the BF-110 is further down. We were not higher, but we were higher, but we didn't have more. So we're going to use this here, and it is a P-38 we're up against. So it's these. And you can see that if we get an 8 to a 10, we actually kill it, but there's no experience for a BF-110. So all we want is just not roll a 1, and or a 2 through 5, actually, because the dogfight sucks. And there's the 1. Oh my gosh. Okay. BF-110 is destroyed. -1 OP next mission. -1 to our experience points. And because he dogfight, he just moves. Well, actually, no, it's the BV value is 2. So we're fine. Because an auxiliary has a BV value of 2. If they got the 2 engines. So yeah, otherwise he was going to intercept the next group. All right, and as you can see here, we have to be low in everything we do. So it's going to be low flank all the way over on the other end of the map. I'm just too lazy to reach there, so I'm just putting all my guys here. The delayed guy is delayed by 2 turns, so I'll put him in the evasive box. And off we go. Mission turn 1, only 2 tactical points. Everybody is on that low box for the move, except for him. He's on the evasive return. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to reduce the flight limit by 1 to move up the tactical points to 8. So now we're cooking with some Pam here. The other thing is that in order to be able to take advantage of, well, I can take advantage of this by attacking and then rolling into this side as long as I roll high. So that's doable. And I'm just realizing I have an escort from the last mission still on the board. I'm going to take that off. Okay, there's no escorts. So this is really just what can we do to make the most of this. That's really what's happening here. So there's no cohesion check or anything we need to do. So I'm going to go to mission turn 2, and we're going to move. We're all moving to the tail. This guy with his cannon is going to go tail level. Same with him. Puttvargen is going to go tail high, along with these guys. So we're going to have 4 bombs to drop, eventually. Mission turn 3. I can attack with these 2, and these ones are going to go high and drop some bombs. We're going to do all that simultaneously. The bomb droppings will happen first, blast and flak, then cohesion, and then the attack. So we get to decide what to attack after we see the bombs do their magic. So that's what we're going to do. Now, where do you bomb? The best place to bomb is right there in the middle on a map like this. Because if you miss and the bomb detonates, outside of your normal target zone, it'll just go into another element and still hit something else. That truly is the best. But sometimes you do want to just, pick on what you can pick on, With us dropping only 4 bombs, we're only going to be able to pick one element and go after that. The problem with the middle one is look at the threat numbers on that. The lethality there is 3s and 4s all across the board. If we could start ticking down like this one, look at that. His anchored, this is a 1. And of course it's anchored, so it becomes a 2. But remember, the sun is on this side, attacking from this direction. So that's where we want to go. We want to go to the sun. So this is actually a very high value target for us. And look, the tail numbers are really nice too, and we're coming from the tail. So that's something we may want to consider. The over here, again, they have the anchored, so that's going to make it go up a little bit, but it's a 1. Even with the anchored, that only becomes a 2. It's not that threatening, but the tail numbers are bad. So that's the stuff to consider. So I think what we're going to do then is we're going to drop our bombs. Here. We're going to do the rear one. And just hope we don't roll bad. Now, one thing I have to do. BF-109 is dropping one of these bombs, so I'm going to put that in its own little category. I can't just roll blindly now. I can roll blindly for these 3, but this one's going to get its own special roll. Why? He has his own table, first of all, because he's a different type of plane, a different type of bomber. And then secondly, he gets experience points if he damages a plane and takes one down, whereas these ones don't. So it's we have to keep track of them separate. Okay, so let's get out our little bomb doohickey. And we'll start with the BF-110s. Remember, it's a 60% chance that they hit. A 1 to 4 is a miss. The BF-109 is going to be a miss on a 1 to a 5. So he hits on a 6 to 10. So these will be the BF-110. Okay, that's 2 hits. That's really good. And then one more. Also a hit. And then the BF-109. Oh, yes, we got 4 hits, baby. All 4 of them hit. I still have to keep this separate, right? Because we got to see if it actually takes down a plane. But this is awesome. Very awesome. My dog was getting ready to bark, but she's changed her mind. Okay, so what should we do? Well, next thing we're doing, of course, is we're rolling. Remember, the highest number dictates where it's going to be hit. We're on formation map 3, which means we're going to use the bottom chart on this sheet that I have in front of me that you can't see yet. A black 10 is a bullseye, right in the middle. Everything else is somewhere around that. So a red 10 will hit the nose guy. A red 9 will hit both of these. A black knight hits both of those. You see how that's playing out? So 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, even a 6 is decent as long as it's a black 6. The red one's bad. So anything red 6 or lower is bad. So highest number determines this, and then the second number determines damage. And if I roll doubles, I'm screwed. It's a dud. So a perfect scenario is a 10 plus a 9. That's the best you can do, is roll a 9 and a 10. If I roll a 10 and a 2, it just means I have a bullseye, but I missed. And so the detonation will still occur there, okay? That's, I mean, it's no different than the previous videos, but just always nice to refresh everybody, including myself. So let's do the BF-109 first, because that's the one that gives us the experience points, and that's the one we got to worry about. And I roll a 2 and a 1. How bloody awful is that? A red 2 is here to there. So he does hit, actually. It's a detonation here, which is in another element, because this is the element line. It's behind this guy in another element. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it was a miss, meaning it didn't do any damage. So we don't have to worry about giving experience points because the detonation, that's no longer the credit to the bomber or the fighter or whatever. So bomber's gone. Okay, the other 3. Just gonna put the camera here so you can see, and then let's roll. A 3 and a 1 is dreadful. I'm looking where the red 3 is. It is off the map, so that's a nothing burger. A 6 and a 4. We said a red 6 was awful. Off the map. A black 6 and a 4. It might as well be awful. It does detonate at least on the map, but it detonates here, far away from everything else. So not a single damage was done, and yeah, this is bad. I did roll for 3, right? Yes, I did. Okay, so the cohesion check occurs first before the detonation does anything. Here you have 2 markers. So if I roll a 1, that would have done something. And then what this does is this just puts an element loose here, and then the next one does an element loose there, which is actually a better outcome to have the elements be loose in 2 different elements. But beyond that, I didn't accomplish much. I just loosened 2 elements, so now they can poop a little easier. So not much. The -1 will be appreciated though, because now if I'm attacking, like this will be a 0, or I'm sorry, a 1, even with the anchor. This is going to be reduced to a 1. You know, there's some good things potentially from it. I don't know, that's me being as optimistic as I can possibly be. So now I got to do attacks. These 2 are coming in. I can choose for one of them to be evasive, so we can target this one guy. Or I can just do this and try to hit 2 different ones, which usually never accomplishes much. I'm going to make them both determined. No. This one's going to be evasive. Schmidt, he has quick, so he can switch to determined once we see the results. So by him being evasive, what that means is that I'm going to be able to do a collision check, and this one I can't avoid, or I can. Hold on. I always get him confused. Oh, it's no collision. Nothing happens when you're in evasive mode. And so now we're tail level. So I drew 2 cards. I may need more. We're going to start with Schmidt. So he's a tail level. Threat level is 1. And he was evasive. So there you can see he's going to take a hit and do a hit. Oh, I said 1. Or here he is. He's going to do a hit. Evasive. Doesn't matter if he was determined or not. Schmidt's skills are, he has luck and he's quick. So he can't use any of his skills. He's just going to get a hit in, but he does have a cannon, and the cannon should be good. So here's our 2 choices. We have a wing and a prayer. That 10 is our prayer, or we can do 1 wing damage or 1 rudder. Ugh. I'll go with the prayer. And the prayer doesn't happen, but we at least did 1 damage to the rudder. 3 kills it. And then we have to do continuing fire. It's a threat level of 1. He's evasive. Oh, we were climbing to the sun, in case you weren't paying attention. And that's it. All right. So that guy goes wee 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 all the way home. And I could actually switch him, but I'm not going to. He'll do an evasive return. We're not in a rush here. And then we have the next guy. He's determined, and this is Oblicer. So determined, level 1. He does 2 hits, but then he's out of ammo. That's an interesting one. I'm still going to take it. 2 hits is wonderful. But when he's out of ammo, that means he's the perfect candidate to go after like a bomber that goes down, who's a guaranteed kill. We just need to get the flyover. So I would like him to take this down because he's 1 experience away from becoming an expert. So here's hit number 1. We got another fuselage or a wing. The wing is 2. The fuselage is 2. And they're both the same. Now obviously he'd get 2 experience points if this happens and only 1 experience points if this happens. So we're going to go ahead and choose that one. Because if I somehow get the miracle roll, and I do, oh my gosh, I got the miracle roll. So here we go. That bomber is destroyed. It's not even, I don't even have to chase it. And so Oblicer is now joining the ranks of the expert, and he has 1 experience point to spare. So now here's the thing. I can give him a luck, but there's a part of me that's thinking I would like to give him a wily so he can take care of dogfights. But to be quite honest, I want to give that to an FW-190, not a BF-109. So I think a BF-109, you know, because of the way our maps seem to be working, luck is still very, very good. But that aim is so good because when he gets to hit twice. But I'm still going to give him a luck. How many times have luck saved our guys? Quite a lot, in fact. So he has a luck, and we have to do continuing fire right now. Oh, our staff gets 2 experience. And that just puts us at a -6 so far for the mission. And we get 1 victory point. That ties our victory point from the last time. Yay, us. Continuing fire. We are now in a 0 zone because this -1 right here. And there you go. We were determined, so nothing happens. And yes, he's out of ammo. So we'll fly him there, and I better put the out of ammo marker on him because I am notorious for forgetting that. And he could still try to hunt something down later. But for now, that's what he'll do. Okay, so mission turn 4. All of our guys up top have to go somewhere, and they're going to go where the sun is. What's funny is that this element is damaged, but we still got some high values here and here for when we're coming in from the sun. But the sun is just so good. You want to take advantage of that as much as you can. So these guys are all going to come into the sun. This guy is also there, but moves up, and then this one moves like that. That is our move. So that's the whole turn. And then we just have to do cohesion. So this is a 2, and it goes to kaput, but I don't know what good that's going to do. Although we could attack here next turn. And then here, same deal. There was 2 of them. So nothing happens. So now we go to mission turn 5, where there's 10 turns. We're going to go ahead and attack high with everybody, except for our no ammo. This one returns. And cohesion, unfortunately, it happens first. So what's going to happen here is this guy is going to improve back. And then here, I rolled a 1 there, so this one goes to kaput. Now, this has become much more attractive than this one. So, we got 4 guys going in. Because the sun is at our back, if I go evasive with all 4 of them, I get to cancel a hit no matter what. So that's super, super powerful. Then I got to decide, okay, am I coming in from the nose, from the tail? That's another issue. Because of the -2 and this -1, this is actually a 0. This one right here. That's a 0. Now this one is a 4 normally, -3, that becomes a 1. So we're in great shape. And then of course these are +1 if I go determined, but I can flip all these guys over to evasive. And I'm going to do that in the 0 box. So they're going to come in their evasive high, and then Buttfargen, I can do determined, but I'm going to make him evasive too. Everybody's evasive. We're coming in from the sides. So let's see what happens. We'll start with the 3 BF110s. Oblique, oblique, oblique. I'm drawing 3 cards, and a 4th one for Buttfargen. So here we go. Here's all of our cards. The first BF110 is a oblique high, threat level 0. Oblique, high, evasive. So he's moving 2. Oh, I forgot to say where we're going. Dang it. The nose is not a good choice. The tail. We're definitely going to the tail. And it would be a dive roll to the tail. So we're going to go low. Are we? Or we should probably go to the nose. We should go to the nose. No, we're going to go to the tail, and there's a reason why. But okay, so he has a 2, and it will be tail low. So, and the reason he is right here. We're going to go 1, 2, and then he has a continuing fire of 0. That was why. So his continuing fire is there, and then we could even skip continuing fire. Okay, next one. Oblique, high. Also a miss. Boy, this is a real productive turn, isn't it? And 0. Next one. Oblique, high. Nothing. Now we're on Buttfargen. All he has is luck, I believe. Yes, he has luck. This has a threat of 1. Oh, come on. Come on. So now he's here. Okay. He uses his luck. Blocks a hit. All of these guys do evasive return, and they all stink. We didn't do a single damage to a bomber. Turn 6. So here we are sitting at the sun high, and we haven't done a dang thing. So now Schmidt's coming in. We're going to go determined. Okay, we're going to go determined, and yeah, if you don't like it, then tough tootie. I totally forgot. Look at this. This guy is supposed to be available. I totally forgot to bring him into the fray. So we're just going to have him come in as well. And Bar will also be determined, but he's going to go this one. Okay? Both of them determined. Both of them dive rolling to the tail. All of our evasive guys are going to move up on the return box. And let's start with Bar. Oblique, high. Oh, because we were coming from the sun, I don't need to use my luck skill for Buttfargen. The sun protected him Forgot about that. Okay, oblique, high, 1. Determined. I have to do a hit on him and a collision check. So let's roll. He's determined, so he has to roll for the hit. Bar has quick, though. So he's going to switch to evasive, and then the sun protects him. So I'm going to do mission 3. He used quick. He still has luck left. And then we have to do continuing fire for him. He's an FW190, so I got to grab a different card. Expert only. He is an expert. Roll 2 dice. If one or both numbers are even, 1 bomber in the element is damaged. So let's do this. Come on. Come on. There's an even right there. So finally, we get a hit on these guys. Jeez Louise. And we're going to hit the one that he was original. No, we're going to hit the one that Schmidt is trying to hit. So that's the engine. Well, we should have hit the one he was trying to hit. I just downed the guy. So yeah, bomber's down. Yep, I should have put it on him, his own guy, but I didn't call that. So we do have a bomber down on mission turn 6 with engine damage, and that's it. So Bar made it home, but now this guy doesn't do anything. So, I mean, we're going to roll or draw for him, and it's a tail high 0. I mean, he would have hit, and he has a cannon and everything. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And there's no, oh, I'm sorry, that's a tail draw. I've been putting oblique cards in the tail discard section. 1 second. I need to draw oblique. Here we go. Yeah, look, that would have been a hit as well. That was actually a really good card. So I keep drawing them when it's the wrong time. All right, so then we continuing fire, and we even get to skip it. So no worries there. These guys weren't evasive, so, or no, Bar switched to evasive, so he goes back, he stays up. Okay, mission turn 7. All right, from a move perspective, our no ammo guy can't go after that bomber. Everybody else is moving up into tail low, including him, and then Bar moves up. Cohesion. This has 3 markers. This one has 2. Red, black. All right, so everything improves. So this kaput goes up. And actually, I think the kaput would have went up whenever that bomber fell. So that's more reflective of what it's supposed to be. Mission turn 8. We have 2 turns left. So I have Schmidt here, who I'm going to send with his cannon to hunt that bomber. So Schmidt's going to go, and he will intercept it. There's no delay there. Schmidt still has quick and luck to his advantage, but that's it. All right, so I only have, so I can attack now with all my guys. And then maybe they would get to a return box in time for mission 10, because we're on turn 8 right now. So if I attacked right now, turn 9 would be to return, because they'd have to do a determined attack. And then on turn 10, they would be available to maybe hunt a bomber or do something. The other thing I can do is I can send them all into the bomber box to hunt a bomber, knowing that if a bomber did fall, they would actually be further ahead from the bomber, so they could just turn around and intercept. Bar is coming up. And then, of course, we have our no ammo guy, who we can also send for that reason. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do. The no ammo guy, should have done this a while ago, but he's going to, oh, I couldn't have done it until I downed a bomber. So now that I downed a bomber, he's going to go here and just be ready to intercept some kind of bomber if it's possible for him to do so. These guys, they basically have one attack left in them. That's it. So the question is do I attack tail low, or do I try to move up to tail level and maybe get that just itty bitty a little bit better shot? It's a hard call. And then Bar will move up now and be able to attack on turn 9. So that means he'll be done. After he attacks on turn 9, there's nothing left for him to do. Now, everybody else here, if we move up to tail level, they'll attack on turn 9, and then they'll be done. This is a tough call. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send Buttfargen to hunt a bomber. So he's there early. And then since I know I'm only going to get one more attack out of these guys, I'm going to move up to tail level. And then this guy's going to move to tail low. And we'll just go ahead and do a cohesion check here. Red and black again. The red became a 1. And the black didn't pass. So the red goes to kaput. It doesn't do me any good. And now we're on mission turn 9. So I still have one more turn after this. These 3 BF-110s, they're going to attack. This will be their last hurrah. And then Bar here will actually go up to tail level because he knows he can wait one more turn. And I could try to attack a different element. I don't have to always attack this one. This guy here, especially in the rear, only has this impacting him. So that 3 becomes a 2. And I just want to show you, there's a tail bomber way up there that only has a 1. I'm sorry, it's a 2. I'm sorry, it's a 2. So that's just as good. I mean, do I really want to go after, I mean, they're both the same. I think this one might fail a cohesion check if I can get some damage on him. But that's it. So we're going to do that, the cohesion check. So they both pass. So this one's going back to loose. And now I got, I can go evasive with all my guys. Yeah, I think I have to. Yep, I'm going to have all 3 bombers go evasive against this same... I keep saying bombers. All 3 fighters go evasive against that bomber. All right. First, the evasion check. Guy on top. Okay, it's proximity. Oh, I always forget what these do. If it's invasive mode, we treat it as no collision. So perfect. That would have been a hit if anybody was, or if he was determined. Okay, so we have tail level, and threat level was 3, which becomes a 2 because of the loose. So tail level 2. So this is just like our pursuit maps. And there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And here we go. Tail level 2. First one. Tail level 2, evasive, nothing. Second one. Tail level 2, evasive, a hit on him. Next one. Tail level 2, evasive. That is enough to piss a person off. Okay, then continuing fire. 1, 2, 3. They're going climbing high to the sun. So nothing. If I roll an odd, I can skip continuing fire. This, by the way, is the guy who has the damage already. And so he will skip continuing fire. Nothing for all 3. Gonna roll for the 7. Where did it go? I rolled a 6, of course. So he takes wing damage. And I need to move this map. Sorry, I got all these baggies from other games out. So we've already lost 1 OP. We're going to lose another one because wing damage is very hard to land successfully with. And these guys return home. They're worthless. They didn't do anything. We got to do 10 missions of this, folks. I'm exasperated from this. I really and truly hate 1943 mid in the Mediterranean. I know, I've said it 100 times. I need to stop. Okay, mission turn 10. We got Bar there, tail level, doing the same thing. Tail level 2, but we're going to go determined with him because Bar still has his luck skill. And tail level 2, we at least hit with Bar. His luck will cancel the hit that he received. He does not have a cannon, so this is everything. The whole ball and chain. And we got a wing. I need a 9 to bring it down. And I don't. So the hit is worthless. I mean, I guess I could have, yeah, that was the cohesion check. That didn't do anything. So once again, what do? We brought down 1 bomber. That's all we did. We got to get 40 points, folks. We brought down 1 bomber. Because we only have 8 OP. And on this map, 1 OP only gets you 3 BF-110s. On the other map, 1 OP got you 4. So you get less BF-110s than on the other map. And you get half the OPs. The designer decided to just go all hard mode on this. I don't know. Skies above the Reich is superior. Okay. I know that other planes can get damaged, but we're going to do the wing check right now. And I lost another OP. I'm to the point of not even having fun anymore. Because I'm spending my whole life doing a vector map and pursuit maps. Okay, so technically I have 2 guys, although they're 2 different groups because I didn't put them together. This one's the one that will do the first pass. And the engine was not a hit. The sun is here. I'm going to come in high nose like I always do. High nose 0, determined. I take a hit, I do a hit. So this is Schmidt, right? And Schmidt still has his luck skill. And he has quick, actually. He has both. So he'll use his luck to cancel the hit that he received. He's got a cannon, so we'll draw 2. And we got another, oh gosh, that's 4 wing damage or another engine. That is a tough call. The other engine gives you a better die roll. I'm going to go with the 4 wing damage. And there's a 9. That's enough to kill on the wing roll. So we got the kill with Schmidt. So Schmidt's going to get, he levels up. So we're going to give him aim. He has 1 experience point left over. And the staff is going to get 2 experience and 1 victory point. Oh my gosh, I never did this, did I? The Ifland. I'm just realizing I never did that, so I'm sure somebody wrote that in the comments. Sorry about that. So let's do Ifland. Because of the engine, that's going to be a 2. And rolling for the engine, that's a 9. That's not enough. And I'm going to come in high nose. So high nose is nothing, but Iflin has target, which is going to do a hit, and then he's going to use aim, which does another hit. And Iflin has a cannon. So here's the first two. Fuselage, or another engine hit, or a cockpit hit. Cockpit gives me a better roll, so I'm going to go with the cockpit. And that's enough. That 6 destroys it. So we actually got another one. I totally forgot Iflin was out there doing what he does best. Doing nothing but scoring points. He's up to 4 experience. And we got another 2 staff experience. Oh, we did get 1 bomber that fell, so we got a staff experience for that, and we got another victory point. Okay. Let me put away a few things. And let's wrap up this mission. So here we are. We spent 8 experience points, but we gained, I know it's a lot of chicken scratch here, but we gained 7. So we had a -1 overall. So we're at 32 experience points. We just came short of getting back. We lost 2 OP for the next mission, and we gained 3 victory points. So our total victory points is 8. We need 40 to win this season. So I'm going to pull that out real quick. So here's the storm above the Reich. You need 40 to win. You need 30 not to lose. So I can't even just say, oh, screw it. Let's just move to the next season and call it a wash. I got to get 30. I'm at 8. So I'm actually in trouble for even getting to 30. So this is like dire straits kind of situation. And it's just largely because of the low OP in this particular scenario. And like I said, I pointed this out before, but if you're playing Skies Above the Reich, it's the same, but you get double the OP. In fact, I'm so convinced that there's got to be a bug. I'm half tempted to ask the designer what he was smoking, because 1943 mid is just so nerfed compared to all the other seasons. I just don't get it. But yeah, that's our scenario. Got to get to 30. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. And maybe we'll do something next time. I have no idea.